Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. If you didn't know, now you know. And today we have DIPNOTIC. If you follow them, then you will know that recently they were closing down their website and moving everything to Etsy, where they also sold. So they were doing discounts, and so I got some items. I only have like 2/3 of the items that I actually bought because I did it in 2 separate orders. Anyway, so I wanted to show you this stuff. They did send this little card, and here's their information if you want to check them out. They do have a Facebook group, they do have an Instagram, they have a TikTok. Definitely hit them up, and you can actually save some money if you use this little code, DIPNOTIC. They also do amazing advent calendars. So here is my bag of goodies. Let's see what's in here. So they did include this little file. Probably not going to use that because it would be difficult, but you can. And then we've got Black Magic, Hollow Queen, Ghost Guts, Dracula's Kiss, Dublin, Wicked Witchy, and Shamrock and Roll, and then the worms. So most of these are Halloween themed. I was not able to get them during the Halloween season. I wasn't even aware of their existence, so I got them while I had the opportunity, and then 2 of them are St. Patrick's themed. I got some St. Patrick's dips from them recently, but these were from a previous year, and I didn't know about them, so I had to have them. But we're going to make some swatches of these. Alright, I will be using the Revel liquids. They are sensitive, these are hypoallergenic, and they work. At least they work for me. I do not get dip flu when I use these, so this is what we'll be using. Let's start with Shamrock and Roll. And we're going to put it in this cupcake liner in case I spill it, because I always do. Alright, let's get us a base. This is step number 1. And you can do multiple layers of this. Stick her in there. Get some of that on there. Yes, yes, yes. Tap it off. Looking good. I feel like we do need 2 layers of that though, but we're gonna have to give it just a moment to settle before we go in with the second layer because we have to wipe it off. I do recommend using a soft, fluffy brush, not a stiff brush, because of that reason. It was not dry enough. And then always use your same one because it's gonna get full of dip. You don't want to ruin more than 1 brush. Alright, let's do a second dip. We might have to do a third since I ruined that first one. Make sure you're waiting long enough. If it is not dry, don't dust it. Let's get some of that. Alright. Press that down. We got a couple of them little glitters. I'd like to get more. That one's trying to come off on me. Alright, and then we'll give that a moment. Sometimes the dip liquids absorb what you've got on there, and so sticking it in again can help for the parts that are still sticky. Alright, let's do 1 more. Wow. Basically covered up all of my little gold guys. I might have to hand place some. And then just make sure you pour your extra back. These containers are quite full, so it can be hard to not spill it. Okay, so we're gonna set this to the side and let it dry, and then we'll come back and dust after we get all of them done and it's time to activate. Next, let's do Dublin, since we're doing the Irish ones. If you gotta stir it, go ahead and do so. Alright, let's get our dip on here. And I'm gonna go ahead and stick it in like this so that we can get some of them bits. Yeah, there's some bits. Smush them down a little bit. And then we'll give that a moment to dry so we can do a second layer. This is super cute though. Whether you wear it for St. Patrick's Day or by itself, I like it a lot. Gently dust the excess off. There's a hair. That's disgusting. Alright, number 2. Alright, now same thing for this one. I'm going to set it to the side and we will dust it off when we come back to activate. Wicked Witchy. This one I am super excited to use. It looks gorgeous. Get our base coat. I'm also going to do this one as like this so we can try and get some of them glitters. Oh yeah, I'd say we got some. Definitely. Push your sides up. Let's give that a moment to dry before we do our second dip. If you get glitter all over your brush and stuff, make sure you wipe it off before you put it back in the bottle. Alright, and then we'll set that one to the side and dust it when we dust the others. Dracula's Kiss. I'm going to stir this one up a little bit because it's got little bat glitters in there and I want some of those. Alright, first one. We got one, it looks like. Let's let that dry a moment and then we'll go in again. Well, we got more of them this time. So I'm going to set this to the side and we will come back when it's time to dust. Hello, Queen. This one is pretty. Look at those colors. In we go. We got a little bat. And we got a couple of hexes. But we'll try and do it a flat. Stick them on here in a sec. Let's let this layer dry and then we'll do our second. This stuff does take longer to dry, this hypoallergenic formula. So just bear that in mind if that's what you need to use. Let's get that in there real good. Rock him around. Alright, we'll come back and dust that with the others. Black Magic. I don't believe this is just a straight black. I feel like there was something about it, otherwise why would I pick it out? Because I have so many flat blacks. But let's find out. Alright, and then we'll give that a moment to dry so we can do our second. Not sure, but I'm going to set it to the side. And last but not least, Ghost Guts. And I believe this one glows in the dark. ET's sparkly white. Let's just do this so we can get those sparkles on there real good. Yes, very nice. And then we'll let that dry a moment before we do the second one. Very beautiful. Let me set this to the side. Alright, let's work our way back through and do the dustings. They've had some time to settle. Yeah. This one would not have been showing any of those glitters had we not made it do so. It still feels kind of sticky though. Probably could have used an additional dipping. But let's go ahead and put activator on here so it can get started on the hardening. Use it generously. You want it to go all the way through all the layers. Don't be shy. And Dublin. Let's dust that one off. Very pretty. And activate. Alright, now we got these big old chunky glitter guys. Let's see what has decided to stay. Oh boy. That is on there well. Activator. Alright, here's another one with some thick glitters. One of those bats came off. Two of those bats came off. Activate. Now this pretty one, I wonder how many bats we're gonna lose. This one is glitter, glitter, glitter. A textured one like this could benefit from being encapsulated, but we're not gonna do that on a swatch. Alright, let's activate it. And then this one, it is more plain black than I thought it was going to be, and I don't know why, because I would not have purchased just a plain black when I have so many. So I don't know what I'm not seeing. And then this beautiful Ghost Guts with its sparkles. Activator. Alright, let me clean this up and then we will examine those once they're dry. Alright, let's come back and have a little look-see. That's looking pretty good. They are stuck on there. That's the other side. Yeah, let's start top coating. The Revel top coat is a gel. It does require a light. I believe they decided to go with a gel top coat because that means less exposure to the dip liquids, and top coats are hard to formulate, and so they may not have been able to make an air dry top coat that would get as hard. Next one, also looking beautiful. Love it. And I have the Dublin After Dark, which is the same thing as this, but with a black base instead of a white. There's this chunky boy. Ooh, that's too much top coat. Put some of that back. This one could be benefited from encapsulation with either a clear dip or a builder gel, poly gel, something like that, but we're not going to do that today. This one is so pretty. These red glitters really come to life with the top coat. They are glistening and also off frame, pardon me. Now this queen is so cute. Another one that could benefit from encapsulation, whether you do a clear dip or a gel, just to get a smooth surface going. Let's see if we can kind of see what's going on with this one. What is it that we were supposed to be seeing? I am still not seeing it. It looks like a plain black, but that doesn't make sense. I don't know why I would have picked that. It's like it has some sort of shimmer in it, but you just almost can't see it. That side's dusty. Pardon. And then the last one, Ghost Guts. Let's top coat that one in. And then I am going to go ahead and cure all these for 60 seconds. Alright, now these top coats do dry sticky, so you're going to have to wipe it off with isopropyl alcohol. I don't know why it dries sticky. I just assume it is part of the formulation and not avoidable. But it's not really a big deal, so I don't mind that much. Alright, so here's what we've got. They are all very beautiful. I love them. Definitely all unique and worth having. Let me know, what do you think? Which one is your favorite? And if you use DIPNOTIC dip powders, let me know, of all the ones you have, which one is your favorite? And if you have not tried DIPNOTIC but you do like to do dip, highly recommend. Definitely get some of their stuff. Now, which of these should we do to do a nail set? Let me know in the comments below before you see. Ta-da-da-da-da. These are the two I've chosen. It was hard to decide, but this is just such a unique Halloween-y combination, and it's springtime in real life, so I feel like this one is going to be better for me. And it may not match this as much as the others would, but it does still match, and so my hands will be relatively cohesive, which is not that common. So these are the ones we're going to go for: Ghost Guts and Hello Queen. But first we need to put on some nails. So I have peel off base coat on here, but it is, you know, peeling up around the edges and fraying because I put it on last night. But this will make it easier to get these dip nails off without having to completely file them off. Hopefully. I've already got staining going though. So let me pick out some nails. Alright, so I have these long stiletto-y half cover tips, but we're going to cut them down. These are just the ones we're using. So we're going to stick them on. I did make sure they all met sidewall to sidewall. These corners are going to need some adjusting though, because they want to flare out. So I've been kind of like trying to pinch them a little bit so it curves them in. But let's get them on and then we'll figure that stuff out. So you just want to put the glue here on the end. You don't need a ton, but you do want it to be covering. And I find that it's good to hold it for about 20 seconds to know that it's on there well, and try and make sure that it's not crooked. I am notorious for putting them on crooked. That seems straight, right? I think so. I'll be back when I got them all on. Alright, I got them on. They look straight. They're like swords. And then I've got this tip cutter and I've got 3 magnets on. That's how we measure the length. I'm going to try and cut them relatively straight across. We'll see how it goes. Alright. They do like to try and slide, so you have to sometimes push them back where they came from. Alright, so there's our cuts. Okay, so we are going to actually go in and see if we can't smooth out these little corners. I'm going to use this tiny sanding band and a low speed. And since we're working with our left hand, we want to go in reverse. So we don't want to take anything off, we just want to smooth these bits so that they kind of blend in. Actually, on this side it makes more sense to go this way because it goes upwards, because that was hard I am messing up my peel off base coat on that side though. That's too bad. Alright, let me do these, and then we'll go back the other direction as we go back down the other side. Alright, and then we go up the other side. There we go. Those are smoothed out. Now, these things are so wide. Let's see if I can't pinch them in a little bit. It makes like this part of my finger really wide, whereas the rest of it isn't. Alright, that seems to be a little better. Let's take a stiff brush and get that dust up out of here. Alright, so now we're ready to start our dipping. Should we do mostly white with 2 fancy nails or mostly fancy with 2 white? I'm thinking mostly white with 2 fancies. Let's start with the ghost guts then. And so we are actually going to do the pour method for this. So I am going to get my little station here. I'm hoping to not have to do a bunch of coats. The first coat though is the apex coat. So you just go straight down the middle, just 1 strip in the middle. We'll come back for the rest, and then I'll pour that on there. And so that looks like that. Let's do one on this finger. Same thing, just a strip down the middle. Yep. And then one over here. Alright, we pour our excess back in the jar. I've poured it everywhere because it didn't all fit in the jar. Alright, let's gently dust that layer off so we can go in with our second coat. This one is going to cover the whole thing. I hope it works well here where that's a bit snaggly. Alright, we got good coverage, but we got a little bit out of the line, so make sure you're going in and cleaning up your cuticles. You don't want that to cake up in there. That one I did pretty good. I didn't get it all over the cuticles. Next, on the thumb. I think what I'm going to do on the next layer is just do the top half because it's skinnier than the bottom half, and see if we can't even it out like that. And try and focus on getting this nail bed to make sense. Probably should have just did a nail bed layer to start, but whatever. We're doing it now. Yeah, that seems to help. It's a little bit fat. It's gonna have a weird transition, but once we get another layer put on and file, I think it's gonna be okay. Alright, let's try one more and hopefully that'll be enough. Yeah, that looks pretty good. A little bit of filing, but not much. It could stand to be a little thicker, but maybe we'll put some clear on after. We'll see. Alright, so that's our ghost guts. We're gonna move on to the Hello Queen. I thought I was recording and then the camera went to sleep, so I have no idea what's the last thing you saw. We're still working on these though. We've only just got started, so if you didn't see that, at least you didn't miss that much either. Let's go in and do a full cover on this nail. And of course, make sure your sides are in. Make sure your cuticles are not full of acrylic and glitter bits. Put some more if you need to, because sometimes the liquid soaks up what you got. Yes, that is coming along nicely. Let's do this one. Alright, let's assess. Should we do another layer of glitter? I think it's got a little bit of a sparseness here and here, but maybe I should just fill that in with clear. I mean, they could stand to be thicker, but also how much of that needs to be glitter? You know? Maybe one more layer. Focusing down here where it needs it the most. This paper makes me chase it because I bang my other fingers into it and it keeps scooting while I'm trying to pour. So I end up chasing it clear across the mat. And same thing on this one. Concentrate down here where it needs it the most. Alright, so that's enough layers of that. I'm kind of trying to let it dry a little bit before we go in and do our aggressive dusting, because I know we're going to knock some of this off. And then, should I put on a clear layer of everything? I think probably yes, actually. Alright, so I'm going to go in with this clear dipping powder and just do a layer on all of the nails so that when I get ready to file it here momentarily, it will be encapsulated a little bit. These are still kind of soft, but these have gotten kind of hard. Alright, so they've all got clear on them. Of course, they're going to need to be filed and shaped so that they look good. And apparently my battery's dying again. How crazy. So I'm going to let this dry and I'm going to change the battery and then we'll come back and activate. Alright, as I've had a moment, let's activate them. And once again, as I always say, use your activator generously. You want a bunch to penetrate and make all the layers hard. Alright, so I'll come back in about 10 minutes once that has time to get dry and hard, and then we'll file. Okay, so those are pretty hard. We're going to go in and we're going to file. We're going to start by going around the cuticle with this safety bit. I always recommend a safety bit. That way when you go around, you're not messing your skin up. And I am not left-handed, so this is significantly more difficult. So we're going to go low and slow and in reverse. Alright, so I've gone around those, which I may have to go back and do a little bit of tidying, but first we've got to get these sides because they're so fat that it's making the cuticles not match. So you make sure you go underneath and up ways on your sides. That way you know that they are straight. Don't go too quick because you could overfile. And then you go like this across the top while you roll it back and forth, and that helps to make sure that your filing is smooth and even the whole way. But you'll definitely want to stop and check. So now you can see it's filing here and it's here, but there's a divot here. So we want to try and get that smooth. And if we have to, we can always go in with some more clear and fill that up. It's coming along. I think we're getting it. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Make sure your sides remain straight. And then I'm going to do the others and the ends. Don't forget to do your ends. Alright, so this is what we've got. Let's zoom in. The shaping is pretty okay. They got a little thin. I should have built up these whites more because you can kind of see through that one. And like I could go in and do another clear layer on everything because they are a little bit soft, especially these ones. But I don't know if I should because that's going to mean I have to file it some more. I don't know why these ones are staying soft. It's as if the clear just isn't getting it hard, which is strange. Let's go ahead and do one more layer just to give it a little bit more strength, and with clear, of course. And then I'm just gonna try and shake this in here because I don't want to have to pour it. There we go. Alright, let me let those dry and I will come back once we're ready to top coat. We've done what we can. I think they look pretty good. Now it's time for the top coat. It is gel. Try not to get it on your hand, and if you do, clean it up before you cure. This is particularly difficult because I shake, but we're managing. Alright, so I'll cure that for 60 seconds.